I woke up to this comment and I wasn't going to reply to it publicly in the sense of making a video. I did reply to it on YouTube, but then I thought about it. I like, that's not what we do here. We hold ourselves and we hold others in the same circle of what we believe to a higher level of accountability. The life of a real king. Remember, this ain't about the stuff that you can accumulate, the stuff that we can accumulate, things that we can do. That's nice. But when you take everything away, you take the cars, the clothes, the money, your women, if you got women, your family, whatever, you take it all away and you are bare, are you still the king that you claim to be? And this is where we're at. This is why I'm making this video, because this is a video about accountability. So I'm gonna read the comment, I'm gonna read my responses, but I'm also gonna put it on the screen. This is in regard to the Alibaba wheels. The guy said, just trying to let you know, Alibaba got you. They you're supposed to charge you more than those rims cost. I got on the app because I seen your video and I need one rim. Now let's address a few things. First of all, he said that they charge you more than those rims cost. That's with any business. Any business is going to charge you more than what the rims cost. It's just a matter of you're willing to pay for it. I paid the cost in regard to what I was comfortable paying. But you say you seen my video. I need you to watch all the video and the other videos because we get the breakdown of the price and everything. You say you needed one rim and they are charging me double the price they are going for, my guy. Well, that's what they charging you. They didn't charge me that. And I put them, I guess supposed to say, in their place, and they didn't like it. And I have had these rims for a while now. I bought them when they were making them in chrome. You can't even get them like that anymore. Cool. You have to get them dipped in chrome, and I paid $600 a rim and dipped in chrome for one. They just tried to charge me $1,600. That's crazy for one rim. Hell no. That's what they're charging you. They didn't charge me that. So how did they get me if I was in charge the amount of money that you would charge, and what I paid, I was comfortable with it? Then I responded with, I wouldn't say they got me. The MRR HR3, which is what those wheels that I have are based on. If you go look at the MRR, matter of fact, I'll put them up on the screen. Around the bolt holes, they have drilled holes through it. Mine doesn't. Mine doesn't. So mine is slightly different. But those wheels that I have, they're based on the MRR HR3. These are wheels that I picked 4 years ago to put in this car. When I saw them, I was picking my wheels because I had this car about six years. I knew those were the ones. I was just taking care of other responsibilities and I wasn't in a rush to buy the wheels. So I said I wouldn't say they got me. The MRR HR3 or 2300 in cast. I have true forged wheels. And how we know? Because we went through the whole process. We weighed them. We know all that. I said they don't even sell them in forge. You're saying they try to charge you $1,600 for one rim, right? These are forged wheels for basically $1,500. The exact price was $1,484 to be exact. Shipped to my door from the source. Again, I've been buying stuff from China, from overseas, before people was even doing it, before it was mainstream, especially as a black person. I was doing it back in high school. I'm 42 years old. That's when, you know, the shoes and the Air Force Ones and the Jordans and stuff, I was getting them from over there. And then my wife, she would, you know, I didn't know at the time, but she was ordering stuff also. She was in the Air Force. I was in the military, and she would buy stuff from South Korea when she was stationed in South Korea for the cheap. And she knew about people getting stuff from over there and sending it back. But now go on to say that's $375 a wheel seems pretty good to me. $1,500 for some true forged wheels in comparison to $2,300 for some cast wheels sound like a better deal to me. And then he says you could have gotten them on eBay way cheaper. I'm telling you, I just got into some S with them because I know what those rims are worth. And they just tried to give me some BS that's crazy to me. Just trying to let you know, I know money probably don't mean nothing to you, but it does to me. So he says that he knows money. I guess I don't know money because $1,500 shipped to your door for true forged wheels, and we know that they're true forged wheels, right? So we did our due diligence. Is better than $2,300 for cast wheels. And then I said, I'm not here to argue who knows money or not, because it's not really an argument. It's just common sense. Just on a respect level, we can get here and count pockets and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that. I will tell about my personal experiences and how I was able to get to this point. Then I go on and say, but we have to have our facts straight for ourselves and others when we say stuff. So this is about accountability. This is about accountability. On eBay, 22-inch MRR HR3 right now, literally about $550 a rim in the silver finish. Again, I knew I want these wheels 4 years ago. So they've been saved in my eBay cart for 4 years, and I've been keeping an eye on them and stuff like that. But I checked the price at the time, and you'll see that on the screen. We'll put it right here or right there. And guess what? They are about, depending on the source you're buying it from, about $550 a wheel. They're not forged. Now, I paid $1,484 for $375 a wheel. $375 is cheaper than $500, right? Even if you go with both of the wheels being cast, $375 for the same quality wheel is cheaper than $500, right? I just want to make sure. And then I go on to say for all four, the average is about $2,300. Depending on what source you look at, you're gonna get different prices. But when I did the averages and I looked at them, $2,300 to keep the math simple. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I did figure out how to have a paid off house, own multiple pieces of land, flip land to Habitat for Humanity for them to build affordable homes and have the titles to my vehicles. I said my vehicles, but to be honest, I have titles to 3 of my vehicles, and one of them I'm still paying on, just to be honest. So for me, $1,500 for truly forged wheels is cheaper than $2,300 for the same wheel design that is cast. At the end of the day, I'm happy with them so far, and I'm simply documenting my personal experience just like you are stating yours. If they mess up, I'll just go get a replacement or a completely different set of wheels, because it's not that serious to me, because the way that I have my finances set up. Now, y'all tell me, am I wrong? Am I tripping? Because that's his experience. They're trying to charge him $1,600. Maybe trying to charge him $1,600 because they chrome or supply. I don't know. But $1,500 for some truly forged wheels. And I ride the wheels. Y'all see them on the vehicle. They're not heavy. I got the Benz with the 22s. Those have cast wheels on them. And you can feel the weight difference in comparison to the 21s I had on there. Especially, in regards to the factory weight. But I've been riding wheels, as most of us who are into cars, and you can tell the weight, which is why you pay more money when it comes to forged wheels. That was the thing about forged wheels. That's why they were so expensive, because they were a better quality and they were lighter. So you can have big wheels on your car and still keep your performance without your performance suffering so much. The crazy thing is, we both got the same wheel design. Yours is chrome, mine's is brushed silver, like literally brushed with the machine, like the expensive wheels that are out there that have the machine brush finish. That's what I wanted. I don't have the smooth finish, so they have a more of a premium look. You got yours on your car, you winning, you riding them, you enjoy them. I got mine on my car. I paid what I paid. Like, I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is. And then you stating that they got me. No, they tried to get you. They didn't get me. $1,500 in comparison to $2,300. And you said you know money. I mean, maybe you do know money, but at what level do you know money? There's levels to everything. I'm not saying that I know everything about money because I'm still learning. But I'm in the position that I'm in now because I have learned. As y'all hear me say, you live, you learn, and you grow. I will never say that I know everything about money. I don't want to know everything about money. I want to know enough, and I know enough to be able to get in the position that I'm in. And I'm in a blessed position. I don't take it for granted. I'm in a position where I have 4 vehicles. Well, I'm not gonna say just me, but family vehicles. 4 vehicles, and 3 of those vehicles are paid off. 3 of those vehicles are paid off. The truck, the Yukon, which is a 1-owner vehicle. Before we bought it, we the 2nd owner. We pay $209 a month. I can go sell that Yukon right now because of the maintenance history and because of what I was able to buy it for through negotiation. Been doing this. I can go sell it right now and make a profit. Walk away. I literally had it for about 6 months. And I can say, boom, okay, I'm done with it. Let's go get something else, or I just don't want to pay on it no more. If I do that, I don't have negative equity. I'm most likely walking away with a check, or I'm breaking even. Just depends on the market at the time. These are lessons that I learned in the process of living, learning, and growing. Now, to be fair, I learned this through living, right? And those lessons you learn through living is what? You get your vehicles repossessed. I've had vehicles repossessed probably maybe let's say three in my lifetime. 3 in my lifetime, because what's that? Hey, you gotta pay attention like a dog or something. But most of my vehicles I pay cash for. Flipping and stuff like that. I've been doing this for a long time. In regards to cars, it's like it's in me. But the cars I did finance, my dream car that I ended up getting was a drop top Camaro when they had remade it. That's when I learned that just because you can buy it don't mean you can afford it. If you can't sustain it, then you can't afford it. I couldn't sustain a loan because the payments was too much, even though they weren't really high. But at the time, they were high because the vehicle ended up getting repossessed. And I learned from that. Made some changes in my life. Learn about finance, learn about money management, things that a lot of us we're not taught. And I made better decisions. Yeah, excuse me, I'm walking up this hill. And here I am. The Jag is paid off. Yeah, it's a 30-year-old car, but guess what? It's paid off. The Benz, which I will put this Benz up against most cars on the road in regards to reliability and overall looks and these different things. It's a 2008, but guess what? It's paid off. And they still sell these cars. So you can go out and you can buy one for probably like $8,000, $10,000. But you ain't gonna find one like mine. You ain't gonna find one like mine. So even if a person did get one, most time they probably have it financed. Mine is paid off. So I'm gonna turn around and let y'all check it out. That's paid off right there. You can't tell me that thing ain't nice. If you tell me it ain't nice, you hating. And guess what? I don't care because it's my vehicle. It's nice to me. Then we got the Jag, as y'all know. We got the truck, and then we got our van or whatnot. So when you use wisdom, then you can be in a situation to be able to enjoy these toys and stuff like that, and it's not costing you a lot of money. It's not costing you a lot of money. So this is what I suggest y'all do, because this is what I do. You set up a separate account for your rims or whatever it is. If those rims say $1,500 or $2,000 that you want, you're going to have money going into that account every single month, every single week, however you want to do it, until you reach your goal. That way, when it's time to purchase them, you're not coming out your pocket a whole lump sum of money. That way, when you get your taxes or whatever, get your tax money, you say, okay, boom, I got my taxes, I'm finna go get my wheels I've been wanting for my vehicle. You already got the money set aside to pay for the wheels. You see what I'm saying? You already got the money set aside to pay for the wheels. You already got the money set aside to pay for the tires. And if you're short, let's say a couple $100 or whatever, then you're short a couple $100, and now you take that money, the difference, and then get what you need to get. That's how I do mine most of the time. Now, sometimes because of the financial situation that I'm in now in life, if I want to, I can just go out here and then, you know, and get it. I can do that. But I didn't get where I'm at just by doing that with every single thing, depending on what it is. I'm not in a rush. I don't have to be in a rush. I was in a rush before, and now I don't have to. I get a check, we get a check for the rest of our lives. Why? Because I made the right financial decisions eventually, and they paid off. I made the right financial decisions eventually, and they paid off. So now my financial situation is a situation where we get a check. My wife and I, basically, we get checks for the rest of our lives. And it's not even about that. It's about, because you can get money for the rest of your life. You can get an inheritance. You can hit a lotto, and no, I didn't get no inheritance. No, I didn't hit no lottery. But let's say you got money coming in. If you're not doing the right thing with it, then it doesn't matter. You gonna blow it. I take my money and I do the right thing. First and foremost, take care of myself, my family, and then everything else is everything else. That's why our house is basically paid for. When I say basically paid for, we do owe money on it. You may say, well, you don't technically own it. Well, you're absolutely right. But we owe about $3,000, and the payments on our house is $225. Now, I got the money sitting in the bank account to pay that off, but I don't have a rush to do it. Because I'm not gonna lose. It's not gonna be like, oh my God, I can't afford the $225. So when I say that I own this house, technically we do own it. Technically we do own it, because I'm not gonna lose it. And I pay it off when I pay it off. I may pay it off at the end of this year. I may pay it off in a year or two. I may, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So you can say, oh, well, you don't own your house. Okay, maybe I don't own my house. Maybe, you know, I put all this money into this house, literally renovated the entire house, and I still am doing work on it. I want to get me some gutters and everything. I put all the money into this house, and it's worth more than what I put into it, so I can lose it over a couple $1,000s. Like, something happened to me, my wife could take care of that. And plus, the person that we bought it from, the couple that we bought it from, if we ever run into a bind or whatnot, we can go talk to them and they'll work something out with us. Why? The house was purchased owner finance. So owner finance, we bought the house and we bought the land next to it. We bought the house and we bought the land next to it. We may put a house on the land, I don't know, or I may put my driveway right there. And then when we did that, we also eventually purchased the land on the other side. And there was another piece of land that we used to own on the other side of town. It was a corner lot. I ended up selling that some years back. I bought it even before I moved here to Arkansas, but I ended up buying it some years back and was going to put a house there. Some opportunities arose. I was able to see them for what they were, opportunities. I said, okay, let me see what they're talking about. It was Habitat for Humanity. I paid like $4,000 for that piece of land. Went all in, I think like $4,000 or $5,000. We're gonna say $5,000. End up selling the land to Habitat for 15 bands. straight come up. And this is a piece of land that I was sitting on for like 2 years. So you get to thinking like, shoot, that's a straight come up. That's a straight come up right there. Now I got a connection with the director of the local Habitat for Humanity, because I had a conversation with her. We met up and everything. And she gave me the scoop and said, the issue is they have a long list of people that need houses, but they don't have enough land. They don't have enough land. And she said, hey, if you got land that's ready to go, we'll buy it from you. So what do? I go around looking for these, what they call infill lots, get them ready, get them cleared, and then I will see where I can get the best deal at. Not saying that I do this on a regular basis, because you have to find the land, it has to be the right price and everything. But now I have a connection. I need to move off of this land. Let me get 2 lots. Let me pay the money to get them cleared off if they need to be cleared off. And let me go straight to the plug, as we say, and go ahead and get this quick $30,000, $20,000, you know what I'm saying? Depending on, if they need to negotiate or whatever, blase, once they run their numbers. Because she told me what the cap is. She said, okay, we need to be in this range. Boom, boom, boom. I said, okay, cool. You see what I'm saying? These are the conversations that we need to be having. You don't have to do things the way the world tells you. You don't have to do things the way that most people tell you. You have to do it this way when they aren't even doing anything for themselves. So again, here I am with a paid off house. Your house ain't paid off. Okay, cool. I owe a couple thousand on it. Paid off cars. I owe money on one of them. Multiple pieces of land that are paid off. So the land is paid off on the other side, and I'll show you that in a second. Check basically for the rest of our lives, because the way that our finances are now set up, that came with growth. I'm not saying that you can't get here. You just gotta be wise, make the right decisions, and let it do what it do. You gotta be patient, because it's not gonna happen overnight unless you just come into some money. And even if you do come into some money, if you don't have the right mindset, you don't have the right knowledge to do the right thing with the money, you're gonna lose it. This is not a financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you my experiences and the things that I've learned to be able to be in the position that I'm in now. So I want to turn the camera around and I'm gonna show y'all some of what we working with in regards to our house and, and our land and everything. All right, so where we stay, they say this is supposed to be the hood, right? But I've been in the hood and it's not, an upscale neighborhood, but it's quiet. I got a good relationship with my neighbors. And when I get ready to move, then guess what? I can move. If I want to go get a house today, that's a bigger house, and I can go do that through the VA using my military service and stuff like that, for those who know. So there's no houses down here, except when you go up here, there's 3 houses. There's some more land up in here for sale. Matter of fact, like right there, that I'm looking at purchasing. And then eventually this stuff will be on the tax auction. So I scoop that up and I sit on it, or I'll flip it. The reason why I'm striving to get a lot of land over here, because this area is about to be, as we call, gentrified. So I stay on what's known as the black side of town. And they are starting to do some more stuff over here over the years. Now, y'all already seen the cars. I ain't got no driveway because, again, this is an older subdivision. This house is basically 100 years old. That property line right there goes all the way down back there. So all this is mine. We end up buying this lot right here. to go with what we already had. It goes all the way back there. It's my say my humble abode, and we redid everything in this house. My little call it Cafe King. Built that basically myself. It was not closed in. It had no bar. I got my little grill area. Had a guy do that for me a while back. This is my Yukon, my family Yukon. As y'all see, you already know what's going on. Then we got all this land over here. Tiny house. Or shall I say, a quote unquote shed. And then the property goes basically where this tree line is at. Matter of fact, I'll come over here so y'all can kind of like see it. So this is where my driveway is gonna go. It's gonna come right here because it's not as sloped. And then I'm gonna wrap it around that way. And I can put a whole bunch of stuff back there, or I may put another house here because this lot that we own is big enough to put another house. And then, like I said, the property line goes really where that big, not this tree, but that other tree right there is. So we got all that and everything, all that back there, all that backyard space. Older house, so you know we got the AC units. If I want to do a central heat and AC, I can do it, but don't need to. These work just as fine. That room is a smaller room, so we got that AC. This unit is actually heat and AC, and it keeps the room just fine. So people can say what they want to, but hey, I'm just being real with y'all. So you see we got new roof. Everything is basically new on this house. Of course, it's older now since we've been living in it, but the plumbing, electrical, all that stuff has been redone. The flooring, brand new kitchen, brand new appliances. When I say it was gutted and redone, we even added another room in the house. And we also built a bathroom in there that I gotta finish up. And then we just recently went through our quote unquote shed, you know what I'm saying, our shed, and redid that. So if you walk in there, it looks like a literal Airbnb. Hint, hint, hint. We got some more work to do on it to get it to a point where we want it to be. But yeah, you understand what's going on for those who don't know. For those that know. Now we go over here, all this land, about 2 acres going from there all the way down to where we was walking, it's for sale. It's a commercial land. I don't know if you can see the sign right there. And it's off of the main street. It's off the main street. And they are advertising this land for developers to come in and get it. Now, I knew the dude that owned it prior to the new owners, because you used to keep an eye on it. The homeless, they would get up in there and everything. Then we had to run them off and stuff like that. But I knew the guy, and we used to talk about different plans. He said, yeah, I see what you're doing. I'm doing my thing. He was gonna come in here and put some tiny houses in the apartment complex, some other stuff. Life happened and he wasn't able to do it. So he sold it. But they're advertising it as commercial land to developers to come in here and build it up. Why? Because I've done my research to know what's going on in my neighborhood and in my community. Now they come in here and they build this up. What does that do to my house? That raises my property value. If I own multiple pieces of land, what does that do? That puts me in a position of power and leverage, because now they can come in and say, we want this. We want it. They can come in and buy all this stuff and they say, okay, we want to buy you out because we want to tear your house down or whatever. Hey, they buy and they tear it down. They can do that. I don't care at that point, as long as you give me my money that I want. So I can go get me something else. And I wouldn't just give it for free. If they offer me, let's say 150, I ain't taking 150. I need more than that. I need more than that, because I know if they offer 150, they can give me more, especially with what they're gonna do. They're gonna make their money in the back end. But they'll be willing to buy me out to either redo this house or tear it down or whatever. Y'all know how it goes. If you don't know, then you're gonna know real fast. So boom, they come in here and they get all this because this is being developed. And then there's land all back here. They gonna get all that, right? Because that's just how they do. And this is what the city is marketing right now, because I'm in the meetings, I'm reading the documents and stuff like that. Man said, well, that raises your property taxes. Well, I don't pay property taxes. I don't pay property. Man said, how? If you know, you know. I don't have to pay property taxes. And no, it's not homestead. We were under homestead before, but we're not under homestead now. So I don't have to pay property taxes. That's not something that I have to deal with in regards to our house and everything. But yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. If not, I'm still gonna do my thing. Eventually, when we do move, or we move right next door, because I decided to put a house right there, that still benefits me. Let me explain. If I put another house there, guess what? That brings the area up even more. It makes it more desirable, as they say. You know how to use them words. And if they don't, which eventually we know that progress happens. So we know that it's going to happen. What does that mean? What does that mean, class? That means they still gotta come and buy me out with this or buy me out with the other house. Now let's say, okay, they don't have them for another 10 years, and you put a house next to the house that you already own. Well, guess what? I'm gonna live next door and then I'm gonna rent this one out to the veterans. So now I'm making money from this house that's worth way more than what I put into it, right? That's how you do it. And then that's making $1,500, $1,800 or whatever. If I'm renting out the whole thing, I'm renting out rooms. And then I got this house over here, right? But this house is paying for the house that I can put right here or somewhere else. Let's say I don't even buy a house. In regards to, let's say I don't even build a house, but I buy a house somewhere else. That house that y'all just saw is still paying for the other house. Everything pays for something else. That's the way that I have my life, my business, and how I operate when it comes to things set up. Those cars you see that I got, the cars I had before, they paid for those cars. I had a 2000, I think it was 2000 S430 before I had that Benz. And guess what? When I sell that one, I'm gonna go use it to get something else, probably another Benz. Because, you know, I like Benzes. I grew up on Benzes. So we got just two houses on the block. They doing work. They ain't came a long way. This is an older house because we in an older neighborhood. This house is being rented out. I know the owner. I know the person renting it out. We got this older house right here. Older lady stays here. She's like, I think Miss Jackson is 100-something years old, if I'm not mistaken. I ain't finna go down there because they got them dogs. But you see that big old house right there? See if I can go around the corner a little bit. Got a corner lot right here. Another house, it's an older house. Mobile home, it's been there for years. You see this 2-story house? This house is about 2 or 3 years old. Guess who built that house? Habitat for Humanity came in, they bought the land, and they built the first 2-story house in the city. Around the corner, there's some more houses being built. So I see the growth happening. And you have to be able to see these things to know how you need to move and put yourself in a position. So when the opportunity comes, you can see it for what it is, opportunity, and cash out. And as we say, level up. I'm happy. I'm at peace where I'm at right now. My family is growing, so I know that eventually we're gonna need more space. It's just how it goes. Now I could stay here. I could put a addition on this house, which I am considering. I'm considering doing that because it would be cheaper to do a complete addition on the other side than it would to just go get another house. But I'm weighing my options. I'm doing YouTube. The point of doing YouTube is to obviously get monetized, bring in significant amount of money, and allow the YouTube money to pay for the projects, to pay for more land and more houses. So hope this video provided value to y'all. With that, y'all have a blessed one. I'm out.